Welcome to O Brothers RC. In this video, I'm going to go over every upgrade that I've done to this Trx4m Defender. I'm also going to tell you the first 3 upgrades I would do to this Defender if I just bought one, as well as some sweet modifications that you can do pretty much for free. I've had these Trx4ms since the first day they came out, so I've had a lot of time to figure out what works and what doesn't with these little guys. I can tell you that these are great little trucks, and that if you're thinking about buying one or you already have, it's money well spent. But just to be honest and get it out of the way, there's a couple things that aren't great about the truck. One is the stock steering servo. It's kind of a POS and it's gonna burn out pretty quick. The second thing would be the O-rings that they used as retainer clips for the driveline pin. If you're driving this truck outside, this O-ring will rot out and it will fall off and then the pin will fall out. But there's a lot of easy remedies for that. And here's my favorite one. My favorite one is just to take some shrink tube and slip it over the top and shrink it down. As far as the servo, you're just gonna have to buy a new one when the old one burns out. I suggest using an aftermarket one because if you put another stock one in, it's just gonna burn out as well. So those are just minor problems. And pretty much every crawler that you're gonna buy is gonna have some problems stock out of the box. Now let's go over all the upgrades that I've done to this little truck. I've done the wheels and tires. I also have copper wire wrapped around the inner ring of the bead lock in each wheel. Brass wheel extenders on the back, brass wheel weight extenders on the front, brass differential cover, brass C-hubs and brass steering knuckles, brass steering linkage, brass 4-link, bearing kit throughout, new steering servo because the old one burned out as soon as I put all this weight in here, crawler gears in the transmission. Moving up a little higher, we've got new Enjoya oil-filled shocks. Also got a cooling fan for the motor because with all this weight, the motor was starting to heat up. I've moved the shock position down to give it a lift as well as back in the front and forward in the back to give it a better articulation. I also slid the ESC forward for better weight distribution. I tucked the bumper. That was a major process. And that's about it for the performance upgrades. To make it look better, I added a light kit. I painted the body this awesome Insano Army green, added a few stickers, removed the roof rack, and installed some sweet toe shackle D-rings on the back, as well as on the front. I've got videos up on every modification that I've showed you, so if you want to see how to do any of them, I walk you through it step by step. So go into my video history and you'll find the Trx4m upgrade series. And you can find a tutorial on any of these upgrades that you may want to do to your truck. I also modified the controller a little bit. I added a copper wire thumb steer, and the controller is pretty darn slippery, especially if you're going to hold it with one hand. So I put a little wrap on it to give it a better grip. And that's just about everything I've done so far. Those mods have greatly improved the performance of this little Trx4m, and I really dig this platform. It's a great platform. Let's talk about the first things I would do if I had just gotten one of these or I was thinking about getting one. The very first thing I would do is add the crawler gears. They absolutely changed the game when it comes to your controllability and your driving experience. As you can see, the controllability is amazing with the crawler gears. You can just creep along. And when you get into real technical stuff, you can go as fast or as slow as you want. So I can't recommend the crawler gears enough. The next upgrade I would do is the wheels and tires. The wheels and tires that come with it aren't horrible, but they are a little small, and I think they don't provide quite enough clearance under here. Some aftermarket tires are gonna grip way better and give you quite a bit more performance for the buck. The third thing I would do, and this is especially important for the Defender because of the big body and all the weight it has in the back, is I would get yourself some weight up front. Wheel weights, differential cover, C-hubs, steering knuckles, you know, anything you can get your hands on to put weight into the front of the Defender is gonna change the way it functions big time. Let's talk about some of the free things you can do to improve the performance right off the bat. Specifically for the Defender, you want to find a way to move the bumper back, or you can buy one, but I have a full tutorial on how to move the stock bumper back, which greatly increases your approach angle, and that improves the capability of the Defender quite a bit. The Bronco doesn't have such a bad approach angle, but the Defender does. Another pretty much free upgrade you can do is wrap the inner beadlock of your wheels and tires with some copper wire or some kind of other wire that will add weight. If you've got the stock wheels and tires, you can actually put BBs in them. Aftermarket tires are going to have foams in them, so the BBs won't roll on the inside, and it's really not an option. You can move the ESC forward just by removing a couple screws and sliding it forward. So as far as looks, I think the improvements that I've done speak for themselves. But as far as capability, here's some running video to show you just how capable these things are now. As you can see, they're pretty darn capable. And really the only other things I might do to these trucks is I might reverse spring the shocks so that I can bring the ride height down. I like the way they look jacked up, but to improve the performance a little more, if I reverse spring the shocks so that they ride in the fully compressed position, it'll bring the ride height down and improve the capability. The other thing I'd really love to do is add a better motor. I haven't really found one yet, but I'm sure somebody's working on one. If you know of any, besides brushless setup, let me know in the comments. If you want to do any of these upgrades to your Defender, I've provided links to all of the upgrades that I've done to this Defender in the description down below. So just click the description, scroll down and click the link that you want. If you want to know more about the Bronco, I'll be posting a similar video of everything that I've done to the Bronco. So hit that notification bell and you'll be notified when I post that video. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, smash that like button, subscribe and tap the bell for future videos. And when you think RC, think Go Brothers RC. Thanks for watching.